Today on Suncoast View, the red carpet was all black at the Golden Globes. We'll talk the biggest and most emotional moments.
Works from a renowned artist are on display right here on the Suncoast. We'll tell you about Sid Solomon's newest exhibit.
And one man's midlife crisis becomes a complicated conundrum. We have a preview from Manatee Performing Arts Center. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. And welcome to the show. Stephanie is off today, but a big welcome to Will Luera, the Director of Improv at Florida Studio Theater.
Hello.
And welcome to Rick Kirby, Artistic Director at Manatee Performing Arts Center.
Thank you very much.
Maybe we're going to be discovered and we'll be on stage.
Yes. Well, Linda, it is you and the boys.
Yes, it is. This is fun.
This could be our nightclub act. Well, we're very happy that you're here, Rick, because I know you were very busy lately. You were a judge at the Manatee County Fair.
Oh, it was so much fun.
What were you judging?
Well, Manatee County can cook and bake because I spent 5.5 hours tasting goodies.
Wow.
Jams, jellies, cakes, pies. It was a hard job that somebody had to do.
Was it really hard to decide in the end?
It was. We kind of narrowed it down to our favorite, maybe 10 pieces, and then we had to go back and taste again, of course. But I can tell you that it's quite the array of goodies they have there. So it was a lot of fun, though, a lot of fun.
Oh, nice. Everyone was a winner.
Yes, and my New Year's resolution is shot for the year.
Oh, thanks a lot. Right.
Oh, that is such a great fair, though. You know, it's been going on forever, I think over 60 years. But it's got awesome rides, really great rides and entertainment. But it's mainly an agricultural fair. So the 4-H'ers and the FFA guys, they raise their animals, they raise their cows and hogs.
And goats.
And goats. That's where I got knocked down by a goat. I stepped into a goat pen there and went flying. So beware of goats when you go to the fair.
So Rick, it turned out pretty good for you, basically. So you could have been knocked down, but instead you had
cake anyway.
But yeah, that's great. The Manatee County Fair does go on through January 21st. It is at the Manatee County Fairgrounds in Palmetto. And like Linda says, lots of things to do for the whole family, and they have a really great roster of entertainment. I noticed lots of great acts coming in, so you can check that out at manateecountyfair.com. Well, from Rick tasting pies to heading into the kitchen, we have a familiar face. We welcome Chef Deepa from Louis Modern. What are we making today, Chef?
Good morning. Today we're making easy chicken tikka with a tangy pepper salad. Ooh. Which is a perfect light lunch or a tasty appetizer.
That's great, and the word easy, I think we're all happy to hear as we head into the kitchen.
You'll see how easy, yeah.
Great.
It is, yeah.
Now, Deepa, we know you from the Indian Table, but your association with Louis Modern is new to us. Tell us what that's for.
Right, so I am collaborating with Louis Modern, and we'll be hosting some events and classes from their beautiful venue on Palm Avenue, downtown. The first one is on the 22nd of January. The theme is Indian Restaurant Classics at Home. We'll be teaching how to make your own naan breads, butter chicken, or your classic Indian restaurants made easy. So
fantastic. Well, you know what? If you can teach us, then you can teach anyone.
There you go.
Although, you know what? I shouldn't group you in with us, Will, because you actually are a part-time chef at home.
Part-time, but this would be totally new for me. I'm going to look into those classes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, cooking Indian dishes. That sounds amazing.
Yes. Well, we cannot wait to join you later on. Well, it is time for our first hot topic, and the red carpet was all black at the Golden Globes. Hollywood came together, both men and women, in a powerful show of solidarity and protest against sexual assault and harassment. The Me Too movement has brought to light millions of stories worldwide about abuse of power and sex. Another accessory commonly seen last evening, tiny pins that read "Time's Up." This references the movement to help combat harassment in all workplaces. Among the impassioned speeches were Reese Witherspoon and her Wrinkle in Time co-star, Oprah Winfrey, who spoke out during her Cecil B. DeMille Award acceptance speech. Let's take a look.
It will be because of a lot of magnificent women, many of whom are right here in this room tonight, and some pretty phenomenal men fighting hard to make sure that they become the leaders who take us to the time when nobody ever has to say, "Me too," again.
Wow, one of the most powerful moments, I thought, from the evening.
Yep. She's got my vote.
Yeah, Oprah for president.
Yep. That hashtag has been trending since last night's awards.
Yes. Well, you know, they protested, but with dignity and poise and grace. So I thought it was really a beautiful thing.
I was nervous going in because honestly I was sitting there almost feeling bad for being a man as we were going into this because of all of these things that have been happening in that industry. And a night that I thought could have been very angry and would have, in my opinion, would have been justified, wasn't. It was more uplifting and hopeful, and it pushed for more women directors.
Right, exactly. I was also nervous for Seth Meyers. I was like, that is a fine line that he's going to have to walk. And he managed to balance it pretty well. I mean, something, a very serious topic, but I think he was a great host. He kept it lighthearted when it needed to be. So yeah, I mean, kudos to him.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought it was a great show. I think the shows coming up, like the Academy Awards, are going to be hard pressed because they're going to have the same theme, but to show it in a different way. You can't wear black dresses all the time, although they looked magnificent in those black dresses.
I was nervous about the red carpet just from a fashion reporting standpoint, but I thought, well, what are we going to say? But the dresses were fantastic.
They were awesome and so different from each other. Everybody did show their own personality with different styles of dresses.
Yes, and a lot of great female winners last night, and for great work. I don't feel like they were just handing out awards because someone was a woman and it's a tough time.
Right.
You know, you can't award a man this year. No, all of the work that won.
And I would hate to see that. I would hate to get an award just because I was a woman, because this was the trending thing now.
I mean, sometimes industries have to overcorrect in order to balance, and I was prepared for that, but that's not what I think I saw last night.
No.
Yeah, it was an exciting night. Well, the Me Too controversy unfortunately hit close to home last weekend. 2 women came out against Broadway star Ben Vereen, accusing him of assault and sexual misconduct when he was directing Venice Theater's production of Hair in 2015. Vereen released an apology saying, "I would like to apologize directly to the female cast members of the musical Hair for my inappropriate conduct." Now, this is probably the largest moment that has hit the Suncoast, that has touched us. Big talk over the weekend. One of the things that I read was a lot of people were aware something was going on, but didn't know to the extent. And all I can think is for those 2 young ladies to have carried this around since 2015.
Yeah, heart goes out to those ladies, first of all.
Yeah. And
But
he was on our show. He was
Yes.
so nice on our show.
Yes, we've interviewed him, and you know, a lot of people are saying that he was an idol of theirs, and that's what made this even more devastating.
Well, Hair is such a sexually charged show to start with, and I had heard some strange rumblings, but you think of the context of the show, you know, what's appropriate for that moment. So,
There is nudity in
yeah,
it.
exactly. You know what you're signing up for, right?
Right, for the nudity aspect, but you know, I've also heard Venice Theater made an announcement that said that they're looking at their own policies and really going through them with a fine comb to make sure that this doesn't happen again. You know, Will and Rick, both of you work in theaters. Are you looking at some of your own policies?
We're always trying to update and stay up to date with our policies, but we actually make our volunteers sign a contract coming in. So this is what we expect for your behavior, your language, your dress. So at least we're setting some parameters when they come in the door. They know what we expect of them. And then we do a little policing along the way, but we really have not, luckily, had that issue, but certainly going to keep a watchful eye, that's for
to
sure.
know what the rules are.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
for so long the rules have been very lax, so people know what the rules are. Even at almost 80 years old, I'm looking at my own behavior and thinking, okay, if I grab Will and give him a big hug, is that really, does he object to that? Maybe I should ask him first, you know, so maybe I'm inappropriate some ways like that. So I guess it's time for all of us to look at our behavior and say, am I doing something that's offensive to other people?
And Will, your improv classes, I mean, I love the environment that you create, and it is a safe place in order for people to, you know, be creative. But do you worry sometimes if things cross the line between even some of your students?
I do, and I bring it up to my actors and to my students all of the time. I try to set boundaries for them. Improv is a form of freely expressing yourself and sharing your ideas, but we need to be careful of some of those boundaries. We need to be mindful of how what things that we say and how they might affect others. Our rehearsal spaces and our stages are safe spaces, and I try to reinforce that every week. I had rehearsal this past Saturday, and on the heels of this news, I reminded them this is a safe and professional space. Yes, some of our comedy can go into innuendo. Sure, it might get a little vulgar language-wise, but we are professionals, and this is a safe space. And if anyone crosses those boundaries, we'll address it right away.
That's nice. All right. Well, it's nice to see that people are, we're trying to make sure this doesn't happen again. Well, on a lighter note, if you flipped through the Sarasota Herald Tribune this weekend, you may have noticed a familiar face. Linda, our very own Linda Carson, and her beautiful waterfront home are featured, and I love the headline. Linda is downsizing her residence, but not her resume. Rest assured, everyone, she may be moving, but she is not leaving us.
And I'm moving 16 minutes away. I'm moving next door to my daughter, but I've lived here 20 years. My daughter and my son both got married here. Every baby that was born at ABC 7, we had a shower for. Everybody that got married, we had a shower for. And it's been, that's my husband's office with all of his football trophies and momentums and game balls and pictures. Okay, that's my closet. Come on.
Pretty well organized there.
And we have a little glimpse into your life.
And there's my bedroom. See, everybody's been in my bedroom now.
Well, that's a good point, though, Linda, is that here is the article. Everybody now got a chance to kind of go into your home. You've always been open about sharing on our show and everything, but have you ever gotten your home life out in front of the public this much?
I do wish I'd cleaned out that closet door. And there I was after I heard somebody called and said, your closet was in the paper. I was on my hands and knees straightening my shoes. So better in line. But I'm moving because of those steps. It's a Key West style house. There are 17 steps up and down, and I have really bad knees. For instance, I bought this newspaper yesterday. I left it in my car in the garage. I was upstairs and I thought, I really want to see that article, but I'd have to walk down those steps and up those steps. I'll just wait till morning and read it.
So where you're going, you'll be going into a one-level.
A one-level house
great.
next door to my daughter. And when I bought it, my little 7-year-old grandson said, it's a miracle. So it's going to be wonderful.
Oh, well, we are excited for you. And, I know that there's a lot of memories in the home, but we're excited for you to live closer to your family because I know that there's going to be some good stories coming out of that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, we all want to know the secret of a long and happy life. And who better to ask than our favorite Golden Girl, Betty White. White will celebrate her 96th birthday next week, and she's offering her tips to a long and happy life. Most importantly, she says, stay positive. She says she's always been bored by people who complain, and you can find great stuff around if you look. And guess what keeps her happy? Vodka and hot dogs. And she says probably in that order. I love it. She is such a great example of, Linda, do you have any tips?
Any tips? She's 16 years older than me.
What do you think about the vodka?
I do agree on not being negative and seeing the positive and seeing the funny. I mean, I find myself going up and down the steps at home, and I'm like this. I'm like a mountain climber, and I'm thinking, oh boy, if somebody took a picture of this would be pretty hilarious. So you've got to look for the funny things in your life.
And she's always managed to be a little bit naughty too, which I love about Betty White.
I'm working on that. I'm working on being naughtier.
I think you're there.
She's always going and doing things and working. I love that.
Yes, I'm hoping for 96 I'll still be here.
That's right.
Sitting in this seat.
Yes, so do we. We plan on it. Well, all right, we have all been there. There's been an embarrassing charge maybe on one of our bills, and we don't want our significant other to see. But one woman, she may have figured it all out. A Twitter user told how her dad came across a $275 charge and asked, "What's ULTA? Ulta, is that utilities?" And the mother quickly replied, "Yes, I already paid the bills." The man thanked her, and the internet loved it. Of course, if you didn't figure that out, that's Ulta, the cosmetic store, not the utilities. This is brilliant.
I love that.
She deserves every ounce of it.
See, I have to admit, I lied to my husband all the time. He would say, "Did you just buy that dress?" And I'd say, "You never pay attention to me. I've had this for years and years." And then he would feel bad, and I had my new dress.
A little manipulation in doses, I think, keeps a happy marriage.
I do too.
And cash in your wallet.
Yes, absolutely. No, you can't track cash. And I hope Ulta offers this woman some sort of a spokesperson job, because she deserves it. All right, it is time for our happy hour forecast. And when we come back, a Suncoast exhibit showcases a renowned artist.
Hello, I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your happy hour forecast. And first alert weather looks to be okay this afternoon and through the rest of the evening. We're looking at 72 degrees finally We're getting rid of that cold air that was around all last week and getting back into the 70s where we belong, at least the low 70s. A dew point temperature at 60. That also has come up. Southeast winds are at 8. And the pressure is slipping a little bit as a low pressure area develops in the Gulf of Mexico, which, by the way, promises to change our weather a little bit on Tuesday with a little bit better chance for a few showers anyway. Temperatures are cooler over the Panhandle, 59 now in Pensacola and at 63 in Jacksonville, 71 Orlando, 75 now in Miami, and 72 in Key West. The evening planner looks a little cloudy, but still much warmer than all of last week, 63 degrees by 11 o'clock, and just some clouds around. The forecast winds will be out of the east and northeast overnight, and we are looking for, as I said, a better chance for some showers on Tuesday. More at 5.
Sarasota resident and renowned artist Sid Solomon enjoyed an illustrious career before his death in 2004. But now new information about Solomon's life was recently uncovered in the archives right here on the Suncoast. Sid's son, Mike Solomon, and Sheila Moore, the owner of the Allen Gallup Contemporary Art Gallery in Sarasota, are here to tell us more about this. Mike, give us some background on your dad now. He was much decorated in World War II.
Yeah, he designed camouflage for the Second World War, particularly for the invasion of Normandy, and it was very crucial because he had to cover once they broke through the supplies and the troops from being bombed from the air. So it was aerial camouflage, which was his specialty. Yeah.
And he designed that as an artist.
As an artist, yeah. He went in. He was chosen to be in the 1st Camouflage Battalion by Homer St. Gaudens, who was a camouflage expert in World War I and was asked to be the same thing and guided all the camouflage in World War II for the United States.
That is amazing. And now there's talk that his art may be influenced by his military career?
Yeah, the paintings that start particularly in the 60s where he used spray paint and masking techniques to do layers, we realized had so much to do with his earlier camouflage work by covering things up and hiding them and concealing them.
What did you find in the archives here?
Well, I always knew that he, you know, growing up, I mean, we always knew that he did camouflage, but I didn't know anything about the details of it. And I moved back to Sarasota to organize my parents' archives, which is a huge archive that we hope to give to one of the institutions here in Florida eventually, once it's organized. And in that, I found the diagrams and all the details about his camouflage work. And once we looked at it and we had other art historians look at it, it was realized very quickly that his later techniques of maybe 20 years later had to do with his orientation of looking down and doing layers and hiding things and revealing things and things like that.
Fascinating. Yeah. So Sheila, you've got a show coming up. Tell me about the Sid Solomon Show.
Yes, actually the Sid Solomon Show, it's a one-person show and it opened on Friday. It is going to be going on until the 28th of January, and it showcases 24 fantastic paintings from abstract expressionist artist Sid Solomon.
So what different things will we see there?
Well, you will see, first of all, size-wise, you're going to see small paintings that and much larger ones, all from 1976 to 1990. From that era.
What are some of your favorites, Mike? You must have seen these many times.
Oh, there's so many paintings, it's hard to tell. And you know, the thing is that he painted in a way that was rather complex, and so what happens like a symphony or something like that is that when you hear it the first time you hear certain things, and but later something else occurs to you, and that's a lot like what his work is. It can live a long time because it doesn't reveal itself all at once.
That's great to have it in an exhibit like this, so you can go and spend time and see the different works. What's your favorite now?
Well, I think it's a painting called Day Start. And actually, I think there was one
of the pictures was Day Start?
Right, Day Start. And you know, and that's now, and maybe in about 15 days or so,
15 minutes
in the gallery, it might be another one.
How did your father, you know, go into? How did they discover that he would be a camouflage designer? Did he have art history?
He studied art in high school in Western Pennsylvania, lettering and you know, advertising kind of things. Because then that's how you did, you know, everything that we use cameras and digital for now, then somebody had to draw it back then. So he studied that in high school, as well as fine art and painting and stuff like that. And so he was, you know, someone that was known in the communities for doing that. He worked in newspapers and things like that. And Homer St. Gaudens, the man that I mentioned, was a very prominent guy in Pennsylvania and in the world, and knew about my father. And Sid enlisted in July of '41, way before Pearl Harbor.
Oh.
Because, you know, being of Jewish background, there was an
He wanted to help. He wanted to go
way
do
to
something.
help. So, you know, he wanted to help. So they
Does
put him
each
in that.
painting have a meaning?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think they have a meaning, but I think they have the meaning of sort of what someone was talking about existentialism before. You know, what you're doing with this life and what you're all about. And the abstract expressionists managed to turn that into, like, Sid's known for painting things that refer to nature here in Sarasota, but it's also an internal storm. It's a double.
An internal
Yeah,
storm.
it's an internal
Wow.
storm,
I
or an
wanna see
external,
that.
or it's an internal sunset, and it's, you know, it's like this back and forth. That, you know, it's not literal, but
It's going to be
metaphorical.
great to see. You've got to see this for yourself. It's at the Allen Gallup Contemporary Art Gallery. It presents Sid Solomon through January 28th. For more information, you can go to the gallery website. Next, a preview of the Manatee Performing Arts Center's new musical.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
You may remember the 2009 romantic comedy film, 9. It's the story of a film director's midlife crisis as he tries to balance all the women in his life. It's also a musical being performed at the Manatee Performing Arts Center, and artistic director Rick Kirby is here to tell us more. Too many women. Now that can be a problem in a man's life.
It can. There are 18 women in the show and 1 man, so
wow.
he's outnumbered.
What is wrong with this guy? What's his deal?
Well, it's loosely based on the life of Fellini, and through a series of flashbacks and vignettes, we kind of tell his relationship with all of these women.
So why did you choose this musical?
Well, we've never done it on our stage before, so I always like to bring new and fresh things to our audience, and it showcases female talent, and we have a lot of that in our area.
Oh, we do. So set up the song we're about to hear.
Well, our actress Sarah plays the favorite actress of Guido, and of course they've had a romantic interlude, and she kind of tells their relationship here.
Oh, we want to hear more about this. Okay, let's take it away, guys.
In a very unusual way, I think I'm in love with you. In a very unusual way, you were my friend. Something inside me goes weak. Something inside me surrenders. And you're the reason why. You're the reason why. You don't know what you do to me. You don't have a clue. You can't tell what it's like to be me looking at you. It scares me so that I can hardly speak. In a very unusual way, I owe what I am to you. Though at times it appears I won't stay, I never go. Special to me in my life since the first day that I met you. How could I ever forget you once you have touched my soul? In a very unusual way, you've made me whole.
Beautiful. 9 is the Manatee Performing Arts Center through January 28th. You can get more ticket information on their website. Next, a wellness expert helps us make our resolutions reality.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with a family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live. I live. She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. so much fun. Mwah.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. Let's check back in with Chef Deepa from Louie's Modern. Deepa, we know you, of course, from the Indian Table, but you are offering a cooking class, a series of them coming up.
Yes, and the first one is on the 22nd of January.
So what do we need to know? You know, do we need to have, experience in the kitchen?
No, you just got to enjoy good food and enjoy and get ready for a fantastic evening out. It's going to be as interactive as you want it to be. So I'll be cooking and I'll be inviting people to come up and join me, make some naan breads. But if they just want to sit back and relax with a glass of wine or a delicious cocktail, that's no problem at all.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
And if people want to sign up for those, even though it is at Louie's Modern, they would go to your website,
Yes.
theindiantable.com, and we will find out more
Lovely.
later on in the show.
Thank you.
Well, it is no surprise that the most popular New Year's resolutions are to lose weight and take better care of ourselves. But it takes the right tools to make these resolutions a reality. Lifestyle and wellness expert Bianca Jade, also known as Ms. Fit, which I love, is here with things that can help. Now, I like this. It isn't cheating to get some gadgets to help you.
No, absolutely not. I mean, we live in a gadget-dominated world now, right? So why not?
Yes, and if this is what it takes to keep me on track, then I'm all for it. So let's start off with, a lot of people say that they want to lose weight. That's a huge, one of the most common. So what have you brought for us to help?
So before you can even start thinking about losing weight, you've got to get your diet straight, right? There's a reason that rhymes. So I like to tell people, start on a healthy vitamin first thing at the beginning of the year. So I've brought Rainbow Lights Vibrance vitamins, and they're amazing because they are a premium non-GMO. Non-GMO is very important these days. Vitamin for every member of the family. It's a multivitamin. And if you got to think about it like this, vitamins are there to fill in the gaps that your diet is not filling in. So some of us are vegan or vegetarian. We're not getting enough calcium or iron. Some of us are pregnant. We need that folic acid that we might not be getting from our regular diet. So this is what a good vitamin does. And this vitamin range has one for every member of the family. Your teenage son, your daughter, mom, dad, everyone.
And it looks like different concentrations. I see one is for skin support and one is, multivitamin
for
as a whole.
stress, for energy. So it's a really great range to look at. They have them on rainbowlight.com, or you can go to Whole Foods or just any, pretty much supermarket, and you'll find them there.
That's great. Great place to start. So now when it comes to actually eating the food, what have you brought for us?
Okay, so this was one of my favorite discoveries of the last few months. It's called Daily Harvest, and it's a meal subscription plan that you sign up for on dailyharvest.com, and everything is freezer friendly and made from superfoods. So this is very, very healthy. You throw it in your freezer when it arrives in the mail, so everything stays good until you're ready to use it. And all that it entails is blending, heating up, adding almond milk, your choice of milk, or even water. We've got things like a pumpkin chai here, an amazing zucchini and coconut cauliflower soup.
That sounds good.
They even have a miso ramen soup, which I never thought could be frozen, then reheated, and then prepared. But these are great things for the on-the-go person that wants to take it to school. Maybe you're in college, or you want to take it to work, or maybe you just, didn't go grocery shopping. Just reach in your freezer. Everything is super healthy, but most importantly, portion control.
Oh, nice. I like this because
to the end, you stop eating.
Exactly.
And I've done Blue Apron. I've tried a bunch of the other, and I know Will's a big subscription guy, but sometimes you don't have the time to do everything. So I like this. I like that it's quick and on the go. All right. So speaking of on the go, hitting the gym is another big resolution. And sometimes, what do you have to make it a little more exciting for people?
Entertainment is key. I mean, I'm a fitness fanatic, but I get it. Like all my friends are like, the gym is so boring. And so I'm constantly trying to give my friends motivation to even join me at the gym. And it's all about having the proper equipment, like a wireless Bluetooth earphone set. This one from Wicked Audio is amazing. It fits really comfortably into the ears, which is really important to me because a lot of these earphones aren't comfortable.
That's true.
And it has no wires, so you don't need to fumble with anything. You don't need Wi-Fi. It just easily hooks up to the Bluetooth on your smartphone. And what I like to tell people is have some music on your phone or sign up for Spotify, or even, here's what I've been doing lately. I'm such a bookworm and I don't have time to read. I download Audible, get my favorite books.
Oh, I love that.
You know, there's some hot books out right now, like that Fire and Fury book. All that stuff is coming out. If you want to read that, download it, go to the gym, and it'll make that time pass by more quickly.
That's great too, because a lot of times we don't have time to sit and listen to an audiobook or a podcast anywhere else.
No, that's what I do. I do it at the gym. I get those books, you know, checked off my list.
That's great. All right, now putting down the phone, which I know is a big resolution of mine, but actually getting out and doing things. You brought something very interesting.
This is the coolest gadget I've seen. I mean, this is going to be everywhere. It's called the Front Row Wearable Camera. It's literally a camera. It looks like a stopwatch, but it goes far beyond that. So you wear it around your neck, or you can attach it. It has an accessory to clip it to your backpack or your clothing, and it basically films everything you see as you're walking around, but it also takes pictures and it syncs up to your social media. I'll give you an example. I was recently in Portugal and I watched all these people with their selfie sticks and they're trying to put together all their, you know, equipment, and I was just walking around with the Front Row camera on me, and I was capturing as I was walking through these castles and all these gardens, and then I looked at it later and I was like, wow, this is cooler than if I had actually shot it with my iPhone.
And you get to experience it without having to pull out your phone. That's the worst thing, is to watch people watch a concert through their phone.
You're present in the moment and you're not bothering anybody else, you know, with like, oh, can you stop and take a picture, because literally you just press the button.
I love this. I love this. All right, so next, you know, we're talking about managing our spending. This is a big one for me. Yes. I hate to say it. So what do you have to help us?
Okay, so for me, everyone's trying to squash their most expensive habits. For me, it's beauty, and beauty is getting more expensive every day.
Yes.
So I'm trying to like really get better about my hair salon appointments, because every time I go, it's like a couple $100s. I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, why is my hair so expensive? So I've got the grays and the roots, and that's what I'm trying to cover up. And Age Beautiful has this amazing root touch-up spray. It comes in every color, as you can see here. I mean, and I promise you, like, the colors are spot on. And you can buy it at agebeautiful.com or the Sally Beauty supply stores that are on every corner for $10. And it puts more time between your appointments, so you don't have to be spending all this money. And equally, another item I have here is lash magnetics. Instead of going for those expensive eyelash extensions that cost $150 every time you go, you get these. They're magnetic, they're reusable, they'll save you tons of money.
Wow, so these are magnetic eyelashes, go right on.
They literally snap on and they don't ruin your eyelashes.
Wow.
Oh, I gotta try that.
I know, Linda lit up like a Christmas tree. These are awesome. These are great, great ideas, all to help us hit our resolutions. Thank you so much. You can find more from Bianca on her website at MsFit.com. Coming up next, what to do when you find a lost pet.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. Multiple shootings remain unsolved in 2017. How Manatee County detectives are looking to find answers 1 year later. And Bradenton police officers are keeping an eye out for a person who may have been responsible for a shooting over the weekend, and they're asking for your help. Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Thanks, Jacqueline. Some changes are on the way. Temperatures warming up today, finally back in the 70s, but there's an area of low pressure that continues to spin our way. There's a trough out ahead of it, a cold front behind it. It's all moving off to the east right now. It's not going to have a huge impact on our weather this evening. We're looking for a few clouds around 72 degrees right now. Dew point is at 60, and winds are out of the southeast at 8. We're looking for a much milder evening ahead compared to all of last week. Temperatures right now in the 70s over the peninsula. More at 5.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Florida Studio Theater presents the 8-time Tony Award winner Once, held over by popular demand. Captivating and breathtaking, Once is an unforgettable story about going for your dreams and the power of music to connect us all. Critics are calling Once engaging and heartwarming, outstanding, and a flawless production. Audiences are calling it phenomenal and better than Broadway. Once must close January 19th. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
We try to keep our animals safe and secure, but things happen to even the most responsible pet owner. Luckily, there are resources to help reunite lost pets with their owners. Mark Shambor is here from Canine Corral with Patty Giarusso from Lost Pet Services with some tips. All right, this is every pet owner's nightmare. And, you know, it's happened to us. We thought we lost our dog. How often does this happen?
It happens more than you think. I would say about 85% of the dogs that are lost may be recovered, but not necessarily recovered to their parents.
Gotcha. So they may go to another home, someone finds them, and they can't bring the dog back to the home for whatever.
It's scary because a lot of people don't think of the things that you should do in order to prevent that.
And I'm glad we're going to get these tips, because it's the worst thing if it happens to you or if it happens to someone else. So Patty, you have an organization. Tell us about Lost Pet Services.
Okay, Lost Pet Services is an all-volunteer 501c3 nonprofit organization that I just started less than a year ago. But for almost 5 years, I've had a group on Facebook for lost pets. So we've been doing this for quite a while. But as we grew, I expected it only to be 200 people. It is now over 16,000 people.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and during the year 2017, we reunited over 1,800 pets just in Manatee and Sarasota County.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you've created a network, basically.
Yes.
So, and it's a great thing to know about, because you don't plan to lose a pet.
No.
But if your pet is lost, you know exactly who to go to.
Right.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. So, all right, we don't want to lose the pet. But what do we do if either our pet is lost or if we see a pet that appears to be lost?
Well, I always figured the first instinct is to call animal services, but that's the last place you want the pet to wind up. Obviously, that's the pound, and that's where stray dogs go. But myself, everybody's going to do something differently. I would try to safely contain the pet and then see if it has any tags or any information. And then, of course, we were talking about going to take it to your local veterinarian, because they can scan the chip. That way it's still not in the shelter and it has a chance to get back home.
Okay. And then you have resources like Lost Pet Services.
Yes.
All right, so that's once the pet is lost, which we hope doesn't happen. How can we prevent losing our pet?
Well, you know, sometimes it's just very simple. You have to pet-proof your house and your yard. And a lot of times we don't think about, I was on a private lesson recently. The dog bolted out of the door, and the first thing I did on the private lesson was fix their door. You know, it's just things like that that we don't think about, or screens aren't in the windows, the fence, they can get underneath it. So you really have to pet-proof your house and look for that. Another thing is, not necessarily just for obedience, but the dog should wait at the door before it goes out the house. Normally you do that because you want to be in control of the walk, but if your dog is used to always waiting at the door, there's less of a chance for it to bolt. Right. That's real important. And as we just talked about, microchipping is very important, and Patty has one of the scanners, which aren't cheap either, but that's one step to get the dog back to its owner. So a vet would actually be able to do that. It's in its infancy, but they're having GPS microchips available too, so you can locate your dog even if you aren't scanning it.
Oh, wow.
It's really interesting.
Wow.
One of the things that we do is for any dog that's adopted through one of our nonprofit shelters or through the county is we give them a free training session at the Canine Corral. People don't realize that when you get a dog, you think that it's automatically bonded to you, but it's just a dog that doesn't really know where its pack is. So there's really a good chance that that dog needs to learn how to bond with you, and you have to create that relationship with the dog. And that's what this is designed to do.
These classes can help. So, all right, if you have your dog, you know, even if we have our dog on a leash, sometimes dogs can sneak out of collars. You brought a great example.
This is a martingale collar. They call it many different things, but the thing about this is it puts even pressure around the neck so that it doesn't choke the dog.
Oh, good.
But what happens is if they try to back out, it snugs around the dog so the dog won't escape out of it. They say it's escape proof. I'm sure there's a Houdini that can get out of it. But that's very necessary for a dog, especially if it's a new dog. I would have one of those. Really best thing is no escape proof. The other thing you want to remember is you should never chase a pet.
Oh, yes.
If you chase a pet, they're going to go the other way. But you can go toward the pet and run the other way, and there's a good chance that that pet's going to follow you.
Oh, great.
And that's very, very good advice because I've used it a lot myself.
Oh, great.
Run in your door and then
These
shut
are
it.
great tips. Thank you so much, Mark and Patty. Great resources. For more information about all of your pet needs, including daycare and boarding, you can find Canine Corral on their website, caninecorralsrq.com. Coming up next, we're going to see what's happening at Florida Studio Theater's improv program.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Well, it's already a great art season here on the Suncoast, and the improv shows at Florida Studio Theater are well underway. Will, tell us about Life's a Beach.
Sure. So just this past Saturday, we opened our new show called Life's a Beach. It'll be running for the next 3 months, and it's basically our lighthearted take at our fair city. So, I mean, I've lived here now for 3 years, and I've come to appreciate all the eccentricities of living in Sarasota and in the area. Oh, yes. Yeah, so we take a look at all of those things, but I tell our tourists that are in to see the show that by the end of the show, they'll know everything about the kissing statue, the hobnob, the Gator Club, etc.
Oh, they'll know all of it. What a great thing for visitors and for people that live here as well. Life's a Beach plays every Saturday night at 8:30 at Florida Studio Theater. You can go to their website for tickets and more information. And we're going to be going into the kitchen with Chef Deepa. We'll be back in just a minute.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights. Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC 7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC 7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky. From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. A couple will be forced to take down their beachfront treehouse on Holmes Beach because the U.S. Supreme Court rejected to hear their case. Why it has to come down, even though the owners say they received a verbal permission from the city to build it. In First Alert traffic right now, I-75 looking all clear and green at this hour. Just some slow points in Manatee County along some of the busier roads there. Cortez a little slow going in some areas, but otherwise not too bad at this hour. Now over to Bob for another look at our weather.
Thanks, Scott. A First Alert weather forecast now looking pretty good for us temperature-wise. We're back in the 70s where we belong for this time of year. There is a low-pressure area with an associated cold front, which will disrupt our weather a little bit on Tuesday. We'll have the latest forecast and our rain chances. Right now, 72 degrees, a few clouds, and the dew point staying high.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veteran Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
Mark Zupan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Coming up Tuesday on Suncoast View, Oslo Rep previews their new show, Shakespeare in Love, and we get to meet one of the stars. Unfortunately, it's the dog. The Jewish Federation's We Love Israel event is coming up. We'll find out about all of the great performers that are coming here to the Suncoast for this festival, plus free financial classes for the community with Goodwill Minnesota, and the farmhouse in Bradenton is in our kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Deepa from Louis Modern, and this smells amazing. So what are we making today?
So today we're making an easy chicken tikka, and it is so easy because all we do is marinate our chicken overnight with all the ingredients like fresh garlic, fresh serrano chilies, fresh ginger, a bit of plain yogurt. The recipe's online, of course. So the night before you want to make it, just throw it all together, put it in the fridge, and then when we're ready to cook, we just saute it up and serve it with a light salad.
Awesome.
And for those who have made New Year's resolutions of trying to lose weight or cut down the fat, this is perfect.
Really?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely. So kill two birds. So who's going to saute for me?
Okay, I guess I'm ready to go.
Yeah, let's
Brilliant.
go for
Okay,
it.
so if you just want to put a bit of oil on.
All right.
Regular olive oil?
Yeah, regular canola or
More?
olive. Yeah, whichever one. This is canola today. You can put a bit more, that's fine.
All right, excellent.
Lovely. And then here is the chicken. So if we just put a few pieces of the chicken on in a single layer.
Has it been cooked before now?
No.
No.
So you just marinated it overnight?
Marinated it overnight. I'll just turn the heat down a little bit for you. I think that should be good. That's good.
That's
yeah,
good, all right.
we don't want to overcrowd the pan because then what happens is that you don't get the crisp finish.
Okay.
Okay. So if I leave you in charge of just flipping that over, it will cook really quick.
All right, I'll do that.
And then we'll go to the salad.
Okay.
Now the salad is really simple. So we're going to add some ground cumin to this salad, which we've got in there. So we use freshly ground cumin. It really makes a difference to the fresh spices.
Oh, I smell it. I smell it, yes.
So here we have red pepper, yellow pepper, some white onions, and some serrano chilies. So we can add these according to how spicy we like our food. So maybe you can do the honors.
Look out. I like spice, yes. All right, I'll be kind to everybody.
Yeah.
How's that?
Brilliant, okay. And then when the cumin is ground, we can add that in.
Is it ground?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's not completely powdery. It's nice to have a few pieces in.
Dump it all or just a little bit?
Absolutely, no, you can put it all in.
That smells great.
Yeah.
Deepa, is it
And
cheating
then,
if you were to buy already ground cumin?
in my world, yes.
Okay. that's what I was
But you
afraid
can
of.
it takes like 30 seconds, not
Yeah,
even
that
that.
wasn't
So
a
it's
big
really
deal.
worth doing it. And
Yes.
It's therapeutic, remember?
Okay, great. Yes.
So then we'll add some lemon juice, and there's no oil in this dressing, which is why it's light,
Yes.
refreshing, yep. And then we're also going to add some salt. So if you can excuse my reach,
sure.
and I'll just grab this spice tin
Great.
over here. So if you want to add some salt, that's good. And then we can add some cayenne powder there, depending on heat,
yeah,
of course,
all right.
yeah.
All right.
Lovely. And that is all. And then all we're going to do is just mix it all together.
All right.
And at the end, after you've mixed it, we can add some cilantro leaves.
How many?
Have another spoon. As many
there we
as you
go.
want. There you
Thank
go.
Okay.
And because otherwise they go really
Okay.
soggy when we're mixing.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So yeah.
It looks so fresh.
Yeah,
it really
the
does
colours
look like a
are
fresh salad.
it's very fresh. And we can add those in. They add a
Add
pop
the
of
leaves
colour.
in now?
Yep.
Here they come, Rick.
Lovely.
Yay.
Okay, that's the salad. How's chicken's looking good?
I think
I'll
it's
move that out
looking
of the
pretty
way.
good.
Yeah,
So
brilliant.
is this what
It's
your
so
cooking
fast.
class is like?
Yeah, the cooking classes, I'll be cooking, and then we have an audience. We'll have the big screens up so they'll be able to see, because we've got quite a huge class this time.
And is it hands-on? Will
It
people
can
have
be
an
hands-on,
opportunity?
absolutely. It can be hands-on if they want it to be, and I hope that we usually get a queue of people waiting
yeah.
and wanting to
good.
cook with us, which is great. We'll have aprons at the ready.
And does everyone sit down and have a meal afterwards?
Absolutely,
Oh,
includes
wonderful.
all the food, the appetizers, main courses. We even make a dessert, so
Nice.
it's going to be delicious and exciting night out. So it looks like that's pretty much done.
right.
So we can put it on the plate.
Okay.
Good job, Will.
Excellent,
I'm very
excellent
excited.
sautéing. Yes.
Great.
All right.
And I like I had never heard that before, not to crowd the pan.
Right.
I hadn't either.
Because what happens is when you crowd the pan, it creates steam, and then you'll start releasing water from there, which you don't want. It turns into a different kind of dish
Okay.
versus a dry one. And then we can add some of the salad in here.
There you go.
Well, that looks great. While you are
Lovely.
plating, I don't mean to skip to dessert,
No,
but
not
I'm going to
Dessert
pass
is good.
down. Tell us what these desserts are.
Okay, so these desserts are white chocolate chai cheesecake shots
Ooh.
with
Wow.
pistachio,
Okay.
and they're really good. I do
Thank
recommend.
you.
We try not
Will,
to
you
skip.
worked so hard.
Thank you. Oh, nice.
We have some spoons.
Deepa, this is great. You can learn more
Lovely.
about Deepa's cooking classes, which will be at Louis Modern.
Yes.
The next one is January 22nd. You can register for the class at her website,
Online.
theindiantable.com. All right, well,
That is so good.
Rick,
it's so
thank you so
good.
much for being here.
Thank you.
Best of luck to the opening of 9. And Will, always great to have you. And
very much, Joey.
Improv, have a great Life's a Beach.
Thank you.
And you, don't forget,
Oh,
take
this
some
is so
time
good.
and enjoy the
Yeah,
Suncoast.
thank you.
Enjoy it. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
it's
Thank you for
beautiful.
helping me cook.